Today, I want to share with you how this step two works in the Krishna conscious perspective. And I've always had this question: what does it mean to hand over, especially the negative qualities, to Krishna? Am I not supposed to first become pure and then approach the Lord? So, this question, many of us have had it. So, what is the second step? Second step is acknowledging that Krishna can fix me, Krishna can restore me to sanity. After we take the courageous first step, trying to put ourselves in pieces together, unwavering determination that I want to recover, I want sanity, and then accepting that I cannot do it myself. And then we're trying to live one day at a time. The main issue is that is a concept of identity. So the identity is misplaced. So it's not that I'm not believing in some higher power. There is always I'm looking for validation. I'm looking for substitutes. Instead of taking shelter of Krishna, I'm looking for other kinds of dependency issues arise. Well, maybe with parents, maybe with friends, maybe with a spouse. So there's a dilemma regarding the personal identity. And then this addiction of thinking, overthinking, and the addiction of self-will, of thinking that I know how to do it, gets in the way of letting the Lord come in. And the point I've always struggled with is, how can I give my addictive thought patterns to Krishna? I'm supposed to sort it out myself. The truth is, living 20, 30, 40 years of life with this addictive thought patterns, it somewhat becomes part of my identity. It becomes, I keep saying I because it's not the same for everybody. So the addiction has become somewhat the core of my identity. And it's not easy to detach from that false sense of confidence and validation and dependence on external attention and other dependency issues. That there is also ends up being manipulative in order to get those things. So what we're doing in step two is handing it over to the Lord, admitting that, acknowledging that Krishna can restore me to sanity. So what does it mean surrendering that addictive behavior? This Bhajan by a Vaishnava Acharya, his name is Purandaradasa, and he beautifully puts that puzzle piece for me. And in this particular song, he says, Tande, ni tande, na bande, na ninna hinde. Oh, my dear Supreme Father, my dear Eternal Father, my seed-giving Father, Krishna, you've always been my Father. Vandalla yaradalla, muralla nalkalla, ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಎರಡಲ್ಲ ಮೂರಲ್ಲ ನಾಲ್ಕಲ್ಲ ಎಂಬತ್ತು ನಾಲ್ಕು ಲಕ್ಷ ಯೋನಿಯಲಿ ನೀ ತಂದೆ. He says that it's not one lifetime, it's not two lifetimes, it's not three lifetimes. You have been witnessing me messing up many lifetimes for 84 lakh species of life, and you have been my father, and you've always been. But the missing link is I've never let you take control. And ಕಾಮದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀ ತಂದೆ, ಕ್ರೋಧದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀ ತಂದೆ, ತಾಮಸ ದುರ್ಯೋನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೀ ತಂದೆ. In lust, you're still my Supreme Father. In anger, when I mess everything up with my anger and chaos, you're still my Father. Tamasa duryoniyali nee tande means even if I become a stool in the worm, you're still my eternal Father. So this core identity, it's the answer to this step two process, which is very daunting. How can I let go of my former self and all my ideas, or how can I become that new person with new value system, and how can I hand over my life to Krishna? Truth is, there is a realization my self-powered solutions have not worked, not just one lifetime, many lifetimes. So recognizing that there is that need to let the Lord in, this song, the concept, it really is a shift of identity. It's a shift of, I belong to Krishna, and Krishna is mine. He's my Father. He is there for me. So that turning towards him and handing our life over to him, which comes in the next step. We see many, many examples in the Shastra, the demonstrations of those people who stepped into bhakti. It was a daunting task. It was very challenging. At the same time, the shift of addictive patterns, the shift of mentality, it was not just about habits. It was a change in consciousness, it's a change of identity, reconnecting with that eternal identity. And those examples in the Shastra, whether it's Ajamil, whether it's Pingala, whether it's Gajendra, whether it's Dhruva Maharaj, so many examples of transformation. It gives a hope of a possibility. It gives a sense of strength. And within a community of Vaishnavas coming together to do this work of cleaning the heart and connecting with those individuals who are on that track of authentically connecting. Because when we come into Krishna consciousness, when we come into Bhakti Yoga, we get in touch with scriptures, we get in touch with very high philosophy, but we may not truly, authentically, honestly, sincerely be able to connect with that truth immediately. So first is the cleansing process. Before we turn that faith into practical action, we need to take a step back and look at internally what we need to clean. And sometimes it means withdrawing from the kind of association that we've been in, minding your own business, essentially. And that business is reestablishing my relation with Krishna. And another thing I've also noticed is a lot of people who are a little bit confused with the identity, and they don't know what's their kingdom, what's their world. They tend to have the scrolling addiction. They keep scrolling because they don't want to live their life. So they're looking for something else, whether it's a COVID conspiracy, COVID situation, or some other situation that's happening in the world. So they try to not live their life. So this step 2 is all about admitting that my task right now is that reestablishment, is that acknowledging that Krishna can fix me, and then turning towards the Lord. I hope this poetry, this Vaishnava song has also inspired you. Thank you very much. Hari Om.